So this is Naomi and the Fox Dragon. There was a hard cut there because I'm now holding a cat against his will because he will not shut up. Naomi and the Fox Dragon is a illustrated novel by Naomi Van Dorn, and he's going to run away now because I've tortured him long enough. Hello and welcome to Assorted Meeples. I'm Phillip, the Meeple on duty, and today we are going to be taking a look at my list of Kickstarters. Now, this is not as long as some people's. This is much longer than others. But this is what I have decided that I wanted to back in projects that I thought would be a good idea to back. So let's go ahead and jump right into it and take a good look. Now, if you like this sort of content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and leave us a comment down below that says, hey, I want to see more of this sort of stuff. I don't keep up with a lot of Kickstarters, but I do keep up with a few, and I keep my eye on it because a lot of good games do come out that never get a release, and I want to be able to have those too. A lot of creators that could never get a game to the table through normal publication means, get games to the tables through this as well. But again, you can see the things that I actually look for in a game in the video I will link down below, because I don't quite have those little card thingies figured out. So I don't know. I'll probably do the card, and there will be a link in the description below to the video of 3 things that I like. And kind of how I determine whether I'm going to pay for a game on Kickstarter or not. So, with all those caveats said, let's jump right on in. Now that we're in the better setup. Alright, here we go. Now, I'm already at my Kickstarter page. I'm okay showing you guys how much I've paid for stuff. So this is the first one starting here on the bottom, which wasn't even a gift for, or it wasn't for me, it was a gift for my wife for, I do believe, Mother's Day. And she really enjoyed it. We'll get right into that, but I'm just going to scroll up my list here, give you a little bit of a preview of everything. Now, it seems like it's pretty long, but it's not terrible. I've only had 3 not fund, and Skyline Express the first time canceled, and Stanley, the Game of Swords and Shields, canceled, but they both came back. I canceled my pledge for Ares Expedition. I just didn't feel like it would, I don't know, I just didn't have that, like, whatever to go the full distance on it. I wanted it, but I didn't know if it would actually get played enough to justify that price tag. Because if I'm going to buy a game off a Kickstarter, I want a top-notch, high-quality game. And everything I've heard about Terraforming Mars, it's basically base components no matter what, unless you pay extra. And if I'm already paying a premium for a game, I don't want to do that for a game. Like, I don't want to have to upgrade a premium priced game already. Which, I'm sorry, Terraforming Mars, the Ares Expedition, all that. There's a DICE one out there right now that I'm following that I'm kind of on the fence on. But if you're going to come to Kickstarter, you should not have to pay extra for the premium components on top of paying a premium price for a game. Personal thing. There are 2 games you're not going to see on this list. The first one is Dice Throne Season 2, the Big Battle Box. I tried it at Gen Con and then went and late pledged it. And Mission Catastrophe, I late pledged because we were doing an insane number of hours. I saw more content on it and was like, yep, that's something I want, and late pledged on that. So those are the only 2 that are late pledged that should be on here but aren't. So, and I have yet to back anything on Kickstarter or GameFound, or not Kickstarter, on GameFound or BackerKit, the newest one. I'm going to be tempted here very soon to do that, but we're moving forward. So here's my list with all the caveats and addendums in there. First one is the art book from Naomi Van Dorn. Her artwork is fabulous. We are patron supporters of her. Keep her making artwork. We have too much artwork of hers, and it is kind of ridiculous at this point. Gorgeous work. She keeps improving her craft, which is huge to me as an artist myself, that she just continually, year after year, improves, and it's amazing. You're going to see her name quite a bit on here. So moving on to the next one. Tiny Epic Tactics was actually the first game I backed. I have yet to play. I've got it out, read the rule books, put it away, and that's all the further I got. This game drew me in because it feels very much like a Tiny Epic or Final Fantasy Tactics-esque style of game. You have 4 guys on your team. You're moving around to control areas, and everybody has their own special abilities. Very cool in my opinion. Crystallo, the award-winning solitaire puzzle game. This game is amazing. This game also takes up like a full 3x6, like my normal gaming table right behind me, which you can't see in this view. It would cover it by the end of the game. I was not expecting that. I was expecting to be able to take it to work, and then it started sprawling out, and I was like, oh, that's not going to work. I felt a little bad for her because some dirty laundry came out towards the end of the campaign where her and her publisher had a hard time together, and she switched to a different publisher. But she's part of my print and play group on Facebook, and I wanted to support her, so I went in and got a copy of the game. Great game, gorgeous components, and final product. Super Fantasy Brawl. Awesome game. I do not get to play it enough. You can see I'll put a link in the description to the game between me and Callahan where, spoiler alert, it's been long enough if you haven't seen it by now, Callahan kicks my ass. Sorry. He destroys me in it because I slipped up, and it is brutal, unforgiving. What I really appreciate about this one is the fact that each hero has 6 cards. You draft 3 heroes, so you have 18 cards you're working with, and it makes for a really fun time. Next up, Dice Throne Adventures. I did not get Dice Throne Adventures. I got Season 1 re-rolled. I didn't know whether I would like Dice Throne Adventures, and I didn't know if it ever hit the table. Now I'm looking at it going, I might want to buy that. I'm not sure I want to buy in that much, but I want to buy that. Because we played it with Braden. It is a great dungeon crawl, and it looks like it actually scales well with 2 to 4 players. But yeah, this is just Season 1 re-rolled because I wanted the battle box just like the other one. This is the only one that I semi-regret backing. I regret backing at the tier I did because I put too much money into it. But I also have these awesome play mats. I also have a great way to organize it on the table. This is a fun take that game that for me replaces Munchkin anytime because Munchkin you have to know the subculture to understand the game. Here to Slay, you're just punching each other in the face, and that is what I like. Sorry if you can hear a cat in the background. He is a jerk and will meow because I kicked the kids and dog outside, and he is forced to stay in the house. Side notes and rants aside. This is on tour and QE. I did not back QA. I just did on tour because it comes with both the US side and the Europe side. So you just flip it over and you have 2 different maps to play. This is a very simple game of regret. That's right. The first dice you place, the second dice you place, the third dice you place as you go through and lay out your tour that you then try and make the longest road possible with, you will regret I'm going to bet at least the first 5 rolls by about 2/3 of the way through the game. It is what it is. It's great though. I love it because you're trying to create the longest road you can for your tour. But once you put numbers down, you have to try and put them where you think numbers are going to roll. And it just gets terrible. Moving on, this is Naiya and the Fox Dragon, and illustrated novel by Naomi Van Dorn. Again, I told you you're going to see her name quite a bit, and I just caught a fly and murdered it. You're going to see Naomi Van Dorn a lot. We love her artwork. She continues to improve her craft. The story in this is actually pretty good. It's a young adult book, and she's getting good at telling stories with pictures as well as with words. Visconts of the West Kingdom was the first time I backed at a high level amount. With Visconts of the West Kingdom, I backed all of the West Kingdom that was available at the time. So I got all 3 base games plus the expansion, the first expansion for Architects of the West Kingdom. Was it worth it? Completely. Garphill Games will always get my money because the component quality is top notch, the gameplay is top notch, and I really enjoy his games immensely. Railroad Inc. Challenge. We bought, when Railroad Inc. first came out, we bought the Red Edition at Gen Con the first year it came out. Best $20 on a game I've ever spent. It's gotten the most use out of all of them. Really helps that it's my wife's favorite game. So when this came out with its big box, get them all put together, plus a bunch of little expansions that you could throw in to create even more variability, she said, yes, I will punch you if you do not. So we went all in, got all the content that's available for Railroad Inc. and Railroad Inc. Challenge. It is all cross-compatible, not containable. Yeah, I can't say English words very much. I'm sorry. Dodos Writing Dinos. I initially just went in on this at the print and play level because it looks great, but I can print and play games. I actually like making print and play games. You've seen several of my print and play games, crafting stuff that I do. Now, I played this game in person at Gen Con, a production copy that they had sent in, and I immediately went, well, I need the full copy now, and promptly went and late pledged it, so I have a production. There is the Aurora Borealis board that has this like shimmer on it that I knew I would never be able to replicate in person. Catapult Kingdoms is one of those games that I love, and it never gets played. It takes up our entire dining room table, which we have a 7-foot dining room table to get the space required, or you can play on the floor, but I'm getting old, and I don't want to bend over all that time, and my knees just don't work like that. Thank you, 10 years of organized padded football as a lineman. But Catapult Kingdoms is fantastic fun for what it is. You know what? I just realized. So the weapons are the thing that is the downside of this game. The weapons. Not anything else, it's the weapons. Because they're a softer, like resin plastic. And if you leave the rubber bands attached to it, they warp and bend, so you don't get the same like launch. But now I'm thinking, we bought those little, they're not airsoft, but they're like squishy bullet guns. I'm thinking we may have to bust that out and see if this works. If it does, we will have a video of us doing this. Just so you're aware, if you want to see that, please definitely hit the comments below and tell us you want to see us shooting guns at these castles. It is great fun because you build your castle, you try and destroy your other person's castles, you have special powers you can use to do that. Rallyman Dirt, I went all in. I got Rallyman GT, I got Rallyman Dirt, I got the crossover, I got everything you possibly could get for Rallyman. 2 years later, I'm still waiting. This is the longest standing Kickstarter I have not received. The only part that chaps my butt on this one is they were not ready for production, which bothers me. And then, like, yeah, it hit during COVID. Yeah, I know there was a bunch of shutdowns, but for where they should have been when they finished their Kickstarter to where they were like a year later was not where it should have been. And then they've kind of shifted stuff to like it was out of our control. Some yes, some no on that one. You need to be on top of your stuff so the factory can be on top of their stuff. I don't feel like on this one in particular, Holy Grail was on top of their game. That is a personal thing. That is not an attack on them. Their components and quality on everything I've seen is fantastic. Because this is still outstanding, I did not back Encyclopedia or any of their other games. I downloaded their free, they gave it out as a free print and play. I took that for Encyclopedia. So, still waiting on this one. Maybe get it by Christmas. Maybe. I don't know. It gets here when it gets here. That's how I am with Kickstarters. It gets here when it gets here. I'm just a little like, you guys kind of lied about where you were at with the game. Next one is Project L. This is Heather's... This and Railroad Inc. are Heather's favorite games. And we play it a lot. It's going to get a lot more play too. It is absolutely fabulous. Getting your hands on a copy is now going to be nigh impossible because Board Incubator just announced that they were shutting down because they were not going to get the fundage they needed for Kingdom Come Deliverance, and they invested a lot of money into a really cool system that they weren't going to get the payback for. Mob Big Apple is a fabulous area control fight for New York City in Prohibition as two mob families. It was not 100% what I was expecting, but it was better. Does that make sense? That doesn't even make sense. But I'm not sure what I was fully expecting, but it turned out to be better than what I was hoping it would be. It's a two-player head-to-head, but you don't score points until the very end of the game, and it gets very, like, push-pull, punch out everybody for that. Next yearly water book for Naomi Van Dorn. Again, just getting better and better, and we love it, and I will gladly support my wife's addiction to that artist. Super Fantasy Brawl Round 2, I'm not missing any heroes. Plain and simple, not missing them. They even went to these, the level up side are foiled. It's really freaking sweet, and they did back for everything. Everdell, the all-in complete collection. This is what I was waiting for Everdell, because they kept releasing expansions, and I like stuff all in one box. This, I get one box. I don't get all the boxes. That's the one sad part. I don't get all the individual boxes. I get everything in one box. And that's what I was waiting for. This has started delivering. I see boxes on Board Game Co. Or not Board Game Co. Board Game Geek. Facebook group. They're like, this thing is massive. And I'm like, I just want my copy, but there's like 12 or plus containers of that coming through. So, you know, lots. Hidden Leaders, I got the chance to play this full color print and play. They were awesome to work with and get, you know, more content of their stuff shown. I like this game. I love this game. Me and Heather got out the full production the full production copy. No regrets about backing it. They did a fantastic job of trying to manipulate the board so you win and knowing other people could win with you as well. I love this little game. This is Skyline Express. It fully funded. I bought a production copy and I was shocked. It went from like, oh, this is a cutesy game to like round 3, the final round. By the time you get there, it is a grind of a game trying to figure the puzzle out. It grows and grows, and it is a wonderful puzzle. If you can get your hands on a copy of this, go get a copy of this. You will not be disappointed by it. Kiwi Chowdown, I just went in on the back print and play level because Draco Studios and Detestable Games are really great about letting you do a print and play copy. It's a little expensive, but it's worth it because they give you everything in the Kickstarter. I just have to go print it and get it made myself, which, woo, I can do that. I love creating stuff anyways. Shy for 2, they just came out with a update saying that production is getting close to finish. This one is struggling from a lack of communication on the creator's part, but it looks like a fabulous game. I hold nothing against them. It gets here when it gets here. There's some real jerks out there in their comments, and I do not appreciate you. I know it doesn't matter, but I don't appreciate you harassing people like that. Flamecraft, this one's delivering. I want my game. It looks so amazing. I just watched a video gameplay of this like all the way through. It looks fabulous. I want it. I even got the art book. Marvel Dice Throne. More Dice Throne characters. This was another one where I showed it to Heather, and Heather's like, yeah, we can get that, I guess. And I hit this button because I like Marvel Dice Throne. I like Dice Throne and the 8 Marvel characters. We'll get Heather to play it more. Realm of Shadows. I did the print and play. This has 3 games in it, and one is a pretty sure one's a hand-only game. And then there are various things that all kind of fit together. I just loved the art style, the black and white with the bright pops of color. That was what I was looking for. This is Visconts, Gates of Gold, and Keeper of the Keys. I backed a lot of stuff in here. You can see the unboxing video I did of that. I'll put a link down below, or I'll do a little card thing. Right, should be right. Let's see. I can't even get my feet. There. All right, right should be right in here. Right, there we go. That's harder than it looks. So I got those expansions. I got expansions for Architects of the West Kingdom. I got an expansion for Paladins. I got the playmat for Architects, and then I got the big collector's box that holds everything together, so I don't have 50 million boxes. I like having the original boxes. I don't like having all of them at the same moment because it's just a bunch of empty boxes. Next, yearly art book for Naomi Van Dorn. Yeah, I don't always back everything. This is the only video game that I have backed so far. I say that because I always give myself that grace knowing something might catch my eye. Ages of Cataria. This looks like a fabulous concept, and it looks like they were going to pull it off well. This is going to keep up with your village through multiple generations, so you'll have kids born, you'll have people die, and then you just expand and grow out, and each character kind of has their own thing going on in your village, and it looked really fun. Dogfight is a 2 versus 2 biplane where you have to talk on the table with the people who you are playing or who is on your team, so the other team knows what you're doing, so you're trying to jockey in position for everything in there. It is wifey's break time. Brandon Sanderson, Heather said, kick that thing in, and we did, and yeah, so we have books coming every quarter in 2023, and I look forward to it. Fabulous author. Nothing else to say on that one. If you haven't read any of his work, go read some of his work. It's really good. A little wordy in places, but really good nonetheless. A lot of little details. Micro Dojo was a print and play level. This looks like a really interesting game. Now I just need to go print it off and actually get it played. Small Empires plus the expansion plus the playmat. Yes, I went in on this. I got it. They create a really good game. It packs down into one box. That is what I like. So, well done. What is it? Arcana. Oh gosh, I can't actually pronounce the game company's name, but they do a really good job with their games, and I've heard this is a great one. It's area control over feudal Japan. You cannot go wrong with that one. Maul Peak is an asymmetric 2-player game where one time takes gigantic monsters and the other side takes the little villagers, and you're trying to destroy each other and meet objectives. It looked really good, and I kind of go looking for 2-player games because I know Heather is my main primary playgroup person. Meeples is second because they live an hour away from me, and I can play games with Heather more times than just once a week. Empty Throne is another 2-player game that was only, well, no, you could get this printed out too, but I did the print and play. this looked really fabulous. It's another try and get your people into position, jockey for position. Me and Heather really enjoy those a bit. Fully animated board game. This is one player plays a one side is capitalist and one side is the workers. And if you're a capitalist, you're trying to take all the money. If you're a worker, you're trying to get more money to stay alive. It just looked fun, and it was a print and play. So waiting on that one to get fully done and get to me because they added some extra stuff to it. Wayfarers of the South Tigris. This was just a windmill slam. Give it to me. This is the South Tigris is the next line of his Cardinal Directions series. There are 2 more games coming out and probably some expansions to fill out all the mechanics fully, but you know, you can only do so much playtesting and get it right. Wayfarers is looking amazing. It is getting close to the fulfillment time, I think. September 20. That's updated September 22. I can't even remember when this funded now. But I don't know how he does it, but he fulfills in like the 9 to 10 month window that he says he's going to every time. It's wonderful. Fliptown. This is another roll and write that I backed at the print play level. I looked at these files. They look absolutely amazing. Gorgeous art style. The gameplay is actually pretty solid from what I hear. It's 1 to 4 players, so I can print it and play it myself. I can laminate, so I don't have to waste a piece of paper every time. Microcosmos is by the same Thisroy Games, the same company that did Skyline Express. And this is a small box. This looks like another one of those really, really amazing games in just a small space. I love what they do with their games. They make really good, solid gameplay. Kabuto Sumo, this is actually not for Kabuto Sumo. This is for On Tour. There's the Paris and New York maps now that add in some new mechanics on how you can get around the board and stuff like that. Swords and Shields, I did some coverage of for this, with making a copy of the game. And it's actually really fun at combos, and you're trying to stay alive and trying to get as best you can. And it's a deck builder completely. I got wrecked by the producer. I got a hold of him. We figured out a time because he's in Europe, and he wrecked me. Like, just flat out wrecked me. But it's a really fun little game. I need to get the final copy printed out, put back together, and then play it with some people other than my wife. Dice Throne, Santa versus Krampus. Yeah, they got me. Okay, 2 characters, but they got me. Why? Because I want all the characters. I didn't go all in. I didn't get the little minis and stuff like that, but I got that. I also get the leaflet for the updates they did on 3 characters. Shoes Tactics is a roll and write single player game with cooperative elements to it as well. And it looks gorgeous. It's a brain burner puzzle type of game, and I like those, especially for solo. Dodo's writing Dinos, Dodo Dash. This is an standalone expansion. This is huge for me. This is a standalone expansion. You get more racers. You get 2 racetracks. You get a new type of dice. You get new different mechanics in there and stuff like that. And there's one more expansion coming, and then we'll get a big box where it all shoves in together. I'm waiting. But they do things right at Dracos. I like how they are doing their work. They have a project, maybe 2 projects out, but they're keeping themselves very tight and safe in the production world, and that's really key for me. Taverns and Dragons is a hilarious combination where the king is coming and you're sending out your workers to gather resources to make the best food to impress the king, so he comes to your tavern for the night to rest. It's adorable. They did some really cool stuff. They have wooden meeples and medium meeples, but they did these huge, gigantic dragons. But instead of making 3D dragons and making this huge deal, they made them 2D standee, and now it all fits in the box very nicely. I like what they've done. They came out with Last Bottle of Rum, which I just picked up and unboxed and opened up and looked at. fabulous artwork, solid gameplay. Really looking forward to that one too. Foundations of Rome, Roads of Fortune, and second printing. Everything. I'll pay the cost. I saw the gameplay. This is by a producer that both me and Heather really enjoy all of his games, or game designer. We both really enjoy all his games, so it was kind of like, yeah, I'll justify that price tag. This was pricey, but everything is 3D. And simple gameplay, built and designed to get to the table very quickly. Roco Ranger, 1-page print and play, $5. You can make a game 1-play print and play, I will spend my money on you. Just because I can make it, laminate it, and that's the last time I have to print it, and then I have something to do at work breaks. I enjoy that. A lot of these, like, Pokemon-esque kind of games coming out, and I kind of dig it. This is Zoontalis Battle Royale. I went in it for the minis. There's a game on the side, but now I have all these minis that if I want to play a game, I can pull them out and we can do that. But they're all different animal tribes that you're working with. So I look forward to trying it. It's like an 11-page rule book. And so I'm pretty sure it's a war game my kids are going to be able to play. So that is the end of the list. I'm watching a couple right now, just to see if they, hold on a minute, save projects. I'm watching the dice game. It's already funded. I'm kind of waiting for it. I just wanted to see how much these were. I was never going to buy them. I just don't need, I don't do collectibles. I like barrel-aged games. They made Moonlight Empires, or Moonshine Empires. This didn't appeal to me that much. So, Leaf a little bit, but I'm more interested in like Wonderland Wars and Mosaic. Why did I not have that saved in here? Mosaic by Forbidden Games is doing a reprint and expansion, and I'm curious about that. So those will be coming out very soon. So that's all I got for you guys. Thank you for hanging out and watching. And I'll keep doing this. If you guys like the Kickstarter coverage stuff, I can start looking into more of that. But I'm not a big cult of the new. I'm a cult of I will play that. And if it's new, then I'll go get it through Kickstarter. I'll wait my year or 2 years for it to come in because I know I'm going to play it. I don't have to have the newest stuff. But I also will play classics like Settlers of Catan, or Catan itself now, or as it's now called. I'll pull that out. I'll play Rummy with my brother, chess, all those games. Like I don't have to have new. I like games in general. So we will talk to you guys next time, and thanks for watching. See ya. Bye.
If you like what you just saw, please support us by hitting that like button and subscribing to our channel for more great gaming content.